So the final demo of the day, it's by a home cook and sous vide enthusiast who loves helping people get in the kitchen with tips and tricks along the way so that they can confidently say, I can cook that. So please welcome Chef Stef from I Can Cook That.
Hey everyone, today we're talking about one of my favorite things to sous vide, and that is Asian flank tacos. Yum. Sounds hard, but it is not at all, I promise you. The base is only 10 ingredients. I always have this in my fridge. I make it in batches. It works on so many things, but let's talk about Asian flank steak tacos today. So we have a half a cup each here. Hoisin, honey, reduced sodium soy sauce. Here we have a tablespoon of sesame oil. It's got about 10 drops of liquid smoke in it to give it a little underneath flavor. Over here we have a half a teaspoon of ground mustard with a little bit of cayenne. You can tweak that as much as you like for your level of spiciness. Here I took a lime and I zested about half of it. Over here, half a teaspoon grated ginger, half a teaspoon grated garlic. If you don't have grated ginger and grated garlic, you can use the dry versions, or you can even do Chinese 5-spice. And then over here we have we have a full pound of flank ready to go in the bag, which we're gonna drop in the sous vide. So that's it, 10 ingredients, easy. So let's start making some tacos. Let's make the marinade. So, actually, you know guys, what I do is I like to put the dry stuff in first, because I feel like if you don't start with that, and it doesn't have to be perfect if you don't get it all out, if you don't start with that, sometimes it can get a little weird and clumpy. That's really all the dry ingredients. I'll move to the ginger and garlic next, and then I'll move to this sesame oil, and now we're gonna go ahead. That's the soy sauce. This is the hoisin. There we go. And I always save the sticky one for last. So this is the honey. All right, and if you don't get it all out, it doesn't have to be perfect. So then you just, and do this slowly because you really want to incorporate that honey and get the grated ginger and garlic incorporated. So just do it slowly. If you don't, because you have that liquidy soy sauce, it could really get it all over yourself. That has happened to me. I always recommend wearing black when making this. So anyway, that's it. That just took a few seconds. So here's what I do next. Just to make it a little easier on myself, I pour it into a measuring cup. This is all ready to go. And when you're sous vide, so you don't get liquid everywhere, sometimes it helps to roll the bag down a little bit. I'm gonna pour, I don't know, half or so into the bag. Massage it a little bit, make sure that it gets everywhere. Maybe pour a little bit more on this side. All right, and you see the bag is still relatively clean up at the top from that rolling. And then what I like to do is just lay it on the side. Get as much air out. It doesn't have to be perfect right now because it's not going in the sous vide right now. But this will marinate for honestly as long as I want, as long as I have time for. I can do it for an hour, I can do it for 4 hours, I can do it for 24 hours. So yeah, that's it. And now we'll come back after we're done marinating it and get this into the sous vide and make some tacos. All right, I've had this marinating for a while. Now it's time to drop it in the sous vide. We've got 128 degrees for 40 minutes. We did the submersion method, so all the air is pretty much out. I'm gonna put this in my rack. I love this rack because it's got this little handy dandy top here, so I don't really worry about my air bubbles. I always try and place it as far away from the sous vide as possible. That's in. Set it and forget it. This is optional, but I'm gonna do it. It's a short sous vide just to keep it where it needs to be, and we will see you in about 40 minutes for tacos. All right, so 40 minutes, 128 degrees in the sous vide. I took it out, I dried it, which is a super important step. I'm sure you guys all know that. So it is dry, and now we're gonna go for that perfect sear. Oh, pro tip, I had the grill pan in the oven on warm along with a steak weight and the tortillas and a grilled lime so that we're all ready to go. And that is what you want to hear. So then sear that a little bit. A minute, 2 minutes on each side. This is probably the boring part of the video, but very necessary. So a couple things we can talk about here. If you hear or smell any burning, that's the soy sauce. It's the soy sauce and the sugar and the honey. It's not the meat actually burning. The good thing is we used the sesame oil, which has a high smoke point. So very, very, very forgiving. If you want to, you can definitely use one of these. I'm braving it. So got, I think, a pretty good sear on that. Oh yeah, a nice grill mark. Let's do it again. So give this about the same amount of time on this side. We'll let it hang out for a little while, maybe 1-2 minutes. You don't have to let it rest like you would a normal steak that you do on the grill or something like that, because all the juices have already come together. So you can hear all that goodness. Here's a grilled lime, by the way. I am a sucker for grilled lime. I've already got my tortillas ready to go. And this is looking pretty good. If I want to impress, I can do a little cross-hatch. I'm going for about 134. So let's see if that happens. So I think that's all you need, that nice reverse sear, and then we'll slice it in just a couple minutes. So we've taken it off the grill pan, and what I'm looking for is around 132 to 136. I'm looking for that perfect medium rare. No resting really required, so let's see what happens. That's a beautiful 134 and holding. All right. 134. All right, so the thermometer said it was a perfect medium rare. Let's see what the steak says. So cut it on the bias, cutting beautifully. And yes, that is looking to be like a beautiful medium rare. And that, my friends, is the power of sous vide. All right, we're gonna cut across the grain now. We still have that perfect medium rare. So now we're just cutting some slices for the taco. So this is all gonna come together with that hoisin sour cream. We made some fresh guac, which you don't have to do. You could do avocado, you could do guac. You know, we're a sucker for fresh guac around here. I love avocados. And then we have some raw onion, which I think is great with meat. And then we have cilantro, so you'll see it all come together. But anyway, there's your perfect medium rare. Now you can see how that comes out of the sous vide. Precision cooking is why we love it. Beautiful presentation. You have lime here, you have grilled lime, you have regular lime, whatever you guys want to do. But I hope you try it. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you use your sous vide. Cheers, everyone.
I have some tortillas in the freezer and some steak in the freezer. I know what I am having for dinner now. Those looked amazing. Thank you, Chef Steph. Please let her know in the comments what you think of her demo. I thought that was great, checking out a nice meal that sounds like something I just want to eat the heck out of right now. They look so good, and I am super excited.